Hi, my name's Hal Gumbert with Camp Software, and I am extremely excited to show off our FileMaker Go Signature Capture version 2. This implementation is so much simpler now that we're using Richard Garside's implementation. You can read more about it at this URL. He goes into the details and line by line of how all the code works inside the web viewer. But first, I'd like to thank everyone who participated in this. There were so many people just with awesome ideas and feedback, but specifically I'd like to thank John and Todd Geist. They were talking, John Sindelar and Todd Geist. They both talked about how this might work on Twitter and using Thomas J. Bradley's signature pad version. That's the version we used before. It was much more complex than the one from Richard Garside. Andy Frazier took the version 1 implementation of the signature captured and was able to get the strange text version of the signature and get it converted to a container. That was amazing. Then a couple days ago, Remy Thuriol, I hope I didn't mangle your name too much, sent me the information about Richard Garside's method, and it's just so clean. Maybe 2 pages of printed text for the web viewer. It's just beautiful. And just yesterday, Peter Vinogradov suggested getting rid of the height and width fields that were on the table and just simply use the web viewer size using getObjectAttribute. It's just really clean. So I'll go into a quick demo and then we'll come back and just look at the pieces for a couple minutes. So we'll jump over to the signature list. Here we have a signature that's already here. This is a web viewer that's based directly off of this field. This is the base 64 representation of the signature. So this is an actual PNG encoded in base 64. And over to the right is a container, and we'll fill that out in just a few minutes. So I'll click New, and that will bring up the please sign and confirm. So I can come in here and write what I want. I'll say Hal, and I'll confirm. And quickly, you may have seen it said thank you, just a little message saying that it finished. You could make that invisible, whichever you'd like. And here you can see it just popped in the image and showed the web viewer. And I can simply click base 64 to container, and that took this text and made a PNG out of it. It uses ScriptMaster's function. ScriptMaster is a free plugin through 360works, but only one negative side effect of this is that since it requires a plugin to convert the text to the image, you can't do this directly on the iPod or the iPod Touch or iPhone or iPad. Since it requires a plugin, it only works on FileMaker Pro for Mac or Windows, on your desktop. So in addition, excuse me, I can make a signature, I can clear it, and with Peter's suggestion, I can go into layout mode and simply change the size of the web viewer, go back into browse mode, and it'll use a larger size. It didn't use the entire screen because it was not pinned to the sides. If I do that, now I can use the entire screen to capture signatures. Peter's actually using it in a really unique situation. He's using it for drawings rather than for signatures, and he wanted to maximize the amount of space. So it works really well for that. And I can confirm this. I've got my image, and I can move it to the base 64 container, base 64 to the container. It works great. So for a little bit of the guts of it, I'll go into layout mode. Here you can see this signature text is simply a web viewer that's pointing directly to this field. So whatever's in this field gets shown in the web viewer on the layout. Over on the signature side, if I click update, it'll take me back so I can replace the signature. If I go to layout mode, this web viewer is based on a global field called signature capture HTML. and it's doing some substitutions of the text. It's taking any characters that may end up in the within the code and converting it into hexadecimal codes. And it's also looking for some tags within the HTML, which I'll show you in a moment, that take these tags and replace them with the size of the area for the signature. So we had to reduce the size a little bit because of the edges of the HTML, like as it's presented on the screen. So if we go back home, on the other tab here, you can see the code that generates the signature, that actually does the capturing and sends it back to you. I won't go through all the bits of code. You can go to the website where this came from. We added a function for clearing the canvas, and we added a background color for the page so that it appeared to be the same background color as our layout. And here you can see the tag. That's where this little bit of text gets replaced, as well as the other heights that you'll see. There's 4 places, 1, 2, 3, 4. And they'll all get replaced with whatever size the web viewer is, minus a little bit for padding and all that. So that's really it. It's just a little bit of HTML and a couple FileMaker layouts. It's just really amazing stuff. So if you have any questions, please let us know. We're going to have the download on the web page. If you go to campsoftware.com, you'll be able to go to our site and download a free copy of this, totally unlocked, and just let us know if you have any questions. And also, if you're using it for any interesting uses, please let us know. Thanks, and have a great